Okay, this is Roadcraft video 11, and as soon as the traffic clears we'll be off for another ride. So just preparing for the car that will come in from the left. So have a bit of a look. Not coming in yet. Already had me rear vision mirror checked out. I knew there was no traffic coming behind. So I could have swerved into the other lane. So we'll go right through the centre of Bendigo and see what situations pop out. Just jump in the right lane here because it goes back to a single lane up ahead. So maintaining correct trailing distance. I've also got the bloke behind me at the right trailing distance too. And escape route will be on the left. If he gets too close, I'll just go in the bike lane or get on the footpath or whatever. So I don't feel threatened by him too much at the moment. He is creeping up on me a little bit though. Hopefully he'll overtake me soon. I've got double lane here. So he's in the right lane, so he looks like he'll overtake me now. And that's a better situation now. I've only got, I haven't got anyone behind me at the moment. Watch for this car. Yeah, alright. I went to my back brake there as a precaution, so I had enough on back brake so I could have stopped immediately if he had have moved. Now watch this guy. Yep, alright, that's okay, he went early. He's very decisive, so that's a good thing. Probably going to get the green here, I'm not sure. Let's go down a gear. Alright, switch lanes. Got to be careful with cars that might be wanting to turn right up here, because once I went into the right lane I didn't give myself much distance between them. So, but luckily nobody was turning right there. Now, the bike feels good, and I feel good. So, I'm on the ball. Went for a walk earlier, two laps around the lake, so it's about 3 k's. And feeling pretty good about that. Feeling switched on, legs feel good, that's important. I might have noticed I had a little bit of a look around then. Hang on a sec. This guy's going into the park. Alright. Had a bit of a look around. It's just a habit I got into when I turn, just to look behind me. You can see things you can't see in the mirror, so... Some habits evolve on their own. Our main thing is to get as many Ks up as possible, because then all those habits start to evolve on their own. So you know, this area here, my mind's telling me just watch these cars, watch for pedestrians. There's nobody there at the moment. You know, pedestrians can pop out of anywhere. So we'll go straight up through Bendigo here, straight out the other side. Somebody on their phone in the red car next to me. Now watch her, she doesn't switch into my lane. Clear behind. Maintain nice slow speed. I'm in second gear, so you don't accelerate much here, because you're only going to be slowing down again. 40 k's here anyway. Looks like he's doing an illegal turn there. Oh, I might go around the left of him. So I don't know whether you could hear it or not, but the engine was sort of going clang, 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 clang like that when I was really low speed. And that's because the engine was almost stalling. So I pulled the clutch in so it wouldn't stall. Gave it a few more revs while the clutch was in. And yeah, something when you're a learner, you stall it a lot. In those low gears, you let the clutch out when you shouldn't. Basically, when you're at a walking speed, you should really have the clutch in all the time, and maybe if you need a little bit of power, let it out a bit with a few revs just to keep you going, keep you moving. But you know, once you get down to that walking speed, the clutch goes in, otherwise you're going to be stalling it. Don't bother going necessarily down to first gear unless you have to, but yeah. So letting out the clutch, you give it a few revs just so it won't stall, and you just ease that clutch out. Let the weight of the bike catch up with what the engine revs are doing. Just let it catch up, and then hang on a sec. So I'll be doing the same here. I'll be letting the clutch out a little bit. Right now, just hold it there, and then about now I'm not using any clutch. So that's when I went to second gear. Now, when you go to a higher gear, obviously it's if it's on a hill, you rev it out more. You don't want to go to a higher gear and then find that you have to go back a gear because you should have revved it more. Now that would be particularly tricky. Not so much on a bike like this where it's 1200cc, but still you got to still be easy on the engine. You don't want it lugging along. Anyway, get in the left-hand lane here. It's a beautiful day. So you always keep a look in the rear vision mirror. I'm doing that now. You're looking for cars that are coming up fast, that are going to overtake you. Just so you know what's happening, that's all. You'll see the lights go on ahead just there for a second. So you know what other drivers, try and put yourself in the position of what those drivers are doing now. When you see those lights come on, I've said that before, that's kind of your warning that something's going on up ahead. So just don't ignore that. Just go into the other lane. So this car here, I'm not sure whether it becomes one lane up here. I think it does. So you might have to, the blue car might have to go back again, which he does. Oh no, I was wrong. He's got it. He lives there. Okay. Oh no, he's got to park there. But anyway, and happens to be a woman. So wrong on everything. Nevertheless, I was watching. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but that car up ahead's been riding in the bike lane practically the whole time, so don't care about the law, so he just does whatever he wants, this guy. I just had to stay away from him. There's your warning. If he doesn't care about that, he doesn't care about you either. So, I mean, some motorcyclists will be right up behind him now, waiting for an accident. Not me. I won't be up behind anyone for starters, but I particularly won't be up behind him. Now, see the intersection there? You got plenty of warning there's an intersection coming up. There's a car, watch him, make sure he doesn't go. He wanted to, didn't he? Yeah. And I was watching those wheels. Just about everything I predict comes true. You know, if he had gone, easy for me to get out of the way. I had my back brake on already, and I was either going to be able to brake enough so he could go, let him go, or I was going to just go to the left of him, just go where a push bike would go there. So you got some advantages being on a motorbike. Some disadvantages too. But for me, the enjoyment of it outweighs any disadvantages. So I'll see if I can pick out some things to be wary of. Alright, this guy's turning left up here, so he might be going where the other car's going. Alright, that's good. I think we'll go up the back way to Harcourt and come back through the highway. I don't know whether I'll be able to make it in time. So watch out for oil in the middle of the roundabout. Watch that car, they're not even looking at anything. Alright, so traffic situation ahead. Pretty good. Car coming in from the left up ahead. Watch him, he's got a chance to go now, he probably will. It does. Alright, watch for another one that's coming out from the same area. Have a look in, you're right. You have a look in to see whether you can spot a vehicle that's travelling at excessive speed, because they're going to be the ones that are going to try and jump the intersection. And you know, obviously this doesn't happen all the time, but it happens enough to be wanting to do those checks. So I'm at 80 k's now, and I think this should be a 100 k zone, I think, but I can't see a sign saying 100, so I'm not sure about that. I think it is 100. And maybe watch this intersection here. Yeah, I see why now. It's a dangerous intersection there. Oh, it's still 80 here. Okay, well, so that it's not a mistake. They deliberately made it 80 along here. So I can see why though. There's a few entrances and exits for cars. Now, I don't know how long it'll stay 80 for, but I would think it'd be pretty soon and go to 100. Bit disappointing really, because I can't go around this corner at the speed that I'd like to go around it at. Still 80. Alright, I can see this is a sensible speed limit. Because up here you got this intersection that's a deadly one, where we've got to watch for traffic that's travelling at high speed, wanting to jump the intersection. So keep a lookout for cars that are turning into or from this intersection here. So have a really good look to the right here. I've already checked out the left. So now we're pretty safe. Still 80 k's. That's alright. And pretty soon it may go to 100, but we'll see. I've got no vehicles behind me, so it's good. I can concentrate on what's ahead. And look for kangaroos. Yeah. Oh yeah, now when that white car come, not only did I sort of move away from it, but I've got me weight going towards the left hand side of the road. So if a kangaroo came out and I had to hard brake and maybe hit it, I would have ended up on the other side of the road. Sorry, not on the other side of the road, I would have ended up away from the white car, not towards it, because you know, you could get cleaned up by the car coming the other way, not the kangaroo. So that's why always be conscious of where your weight's going, particularly when you're doing a corner. If you happen to lose it in a corner like this one, even though you're not going to lose it here, but we get right over the left anyway. It works for everything, you know, except for maybe visibility. But you learn to sort of look further around anyway. You're not that blocked. Alright, well, nothing's going on. About this time, I'm wishing it would go to 100. Now I know there's a turn off coming up here. So what you can do is look at the left hand side, because you can see a fair way through the bush there. So you can check all that out early, so you've only got one side of the road to check then, the right hand side when you get close to it. So if you can split them up like that, And I wasn't paying attention to whether it's 100 k's here or not. So I might have to wait till the next sign before I know that. I've got to say 80 is pretty good around here anyway. Mainly it's not so much because of the road or the curves, it's just what can come in from the side of the road. You don't have a lot of visibility, you know, like for kangaroos or anything like that. So at least at 80 you've got a chance. If something came out, you get back to really low speeds pretty quickly. Those kangaroos can move pretty fast. So 80 k's on the open road is like a go-to speed, if you like, when you're not really sure about the road. 80 k's gives you a pretty good chance of being able to stay safe. And yeah, you just need good visibility. That's really the problem. So what have we got? 80k still. So yeah, that's all right. So I don't know when that changed. Actually, yeah, maybe I do. Oh, maybe, yeah. I think I understand why they've changed this now. It's to do with the bike riders out here. Give them a fighting chance. That's a great idea then. Because somebody got killed out here, and at least with 80 k's, you know, a little bit safer. No cars behind. Staying out to the right a little bit until the car comes. Going back to the left a little bit. And we've got a 100k zone now. So I'll just wait a little bit until I see what this road's like. Alright. And now we're doing about 100 now. So that extra 20 kilometers per hour makes a huge difference insofar as what sort of a safety margin you've got now. So before, I only really had to have average reflexes to get me speed down. Now if something happens, I've got to react to it straight away, and the best idea is to go to the foot brake first. Go to the foot brake almost immediately when you see something, and then get your hand ready for the handbrake, and apply the handbrake just gently, and get ready to brake, full emergency brake if you need that. So at the moment I'm not even doing 100 because I just don't want to. I'm actually doing about 85, 90. So you've got to go with what you feel comfortable with. Even if I'd been riding all day, I'd probably be at 100. But at the moment, 80k is good because I feel comfortable there. So we're going to turn right and head in through the up near Mount Alexander, and then go to Harcourt, maybe head back that way. So we're going to go out wide here and allow the truck some room. Alright. Now, and watch out for any sheep that might come out here. So 80 k's again here. That's my go-to speed for areas that are a little bit doubtful. Saw a car up ahead. Be wary of that. Now, I head to the left here a little bit. A lot of cars out here. Not usually this many. So you've got to watch out for cars coming around these sort of corners in the country, going really fast. So I'm going to try and hold my line on the left. Still doing 80, but give them a bit more room there, because you'll get a sports car going around corners like that out here. You know, they know there's very few cops. They know, hang on, I'll go to the left here a bit. Jesus, I wonder where all these cars are coming from. So I can't see the road much ahead, so left hand side even more so. Check behind coming out of the corner. That's a habit you want to do on these winding roads. Every time you come out of a corner, just have a little look in the mirror, because that's where you'll get overtaking manoeuvres from cars and motorbikes if you're not going at their pace and they want to overtake you coming out of a corner. But I'm looking back, and have a good look back just before you go into a corner too, to make sure no one's coming up on you. Now I've got a car up ahead stopped over there. Let's have a look and see what he's doing. Oh, it's got one of those police ribbons on it, so it's probably been dumped there. You know, this looks like some sort of a detour. I bet you it is. I bet you it's unless they're people coming from Melbourne and they're found to go this back way to avoid the cops or something. Who knows? I'm pretty sure what I'm doing is legal, but I don't know. Okay, concealed driveway coming up. So just have a little look. Alright, pretty safe. So hard to see around there. So as I go around, I'm dragging the back brake. The saves reaction time. So same here, back brake there. And now, if something happens, as I throttle off, it pushes me body weight forward, which applies the brake. So it's kind of like you got your accelerator linked to your brake. So you've already got your reaction time at near zero, and you've already started to brake. Puts you a long way ahead. on reaction time, and you don't feel as anywhere near as unstable. So a quick glance in the mirrors, nothing there. And just before you go to the top of a hill, have another little glance too. You're never going to get caught by surprise that way. Not unless they're doing 100 mile an hour. So every now and again have a look down at your instruments like I just did then. Fuel, engine temperature, and both of those are okay. I've got plenty of fuel, and my engine's not running hot. A little bit to the left. Most of these corners are pretty gentle. So, you know, my habit of cornering is that I apply the back brakes as I steer into a corner, even a gentle one. And if I get it wrong, when I throttle off, the back brake starts to get applied. So we'll go down to gear there for that one. It's 85. Back brake, go on, and take it off now when I can see the exit of the corner. It's only light bit of back brake, not a lot. It certainly helps with the stability. Same here, except I'll enter on the left hand side, bit of back brake. If it starts to get, like the corner starts to turn more, you back off a little bit more and apply the back brake more, and you can just, if you do it right, you can come to a stop. Just hang on a sec. Danger here on the left hand side. So that road there where the car come out is to make sure no one else coming out there, and you don't need that happening at the entry to a corner as well. So where's he going? He could be going left or straight ahead. Okay, left. Might follow him and we'll go this way. It's a little bit more interesting. So I went down 2 gears, and when I was going down those 2 gears I was pretty straight, and when I got to the actual corner I was in the correct gear, and what I did is I needed a little bit more braking still, so I just left my foot on the back brake gently as I went through the corner, and it just takes all the unknowns out of it and drag the back brake a little bit going round. It's good. Now from memory I've got a right hand corner coming up soon, so that's one of the reasons why I let that car get away, because I'd really like to take this corner at a reasonable speed, although it's a right hand one, so I have to be careful of oncoming traffic. We'll be doing 80 at least around this corner up here. I got a sign for kangaroos here. Head off to the left a bit, you wait there. Watch this car that is not turning into any driveways. 80k signs, so we've got to hit 80 anyway around this corner up here. Coming into a little bit more populated area, so we're looking for cars coming out. I keep looking in my mirror because there's a car behind me and I'm just trying to ascertain what speed he's coming up on me at. So I'm pretty sure he's doing more than 80. I don't really want him to catch me. I'm doing my 80. He's getting close now. I'll probably get to the corner before him. Here we go. Alright. Oh, we've got a tractor. Alright, so we'll probably overtake the tractor after the corner maybe. Is he going straight? Yes, he is. Brilliant. Whoop. Now, that messed me up a little bit. So I had to I was going too fast for it, so I had to lift it up a bit, apply the brakes, and then get back into the corner. But it's a good thing that happened, because it's no point if I'm riding along and I'm doing everything right. I've got to do the odd thing wrong so that I've got something to say on this video. So we've got 50 k's coming up ahead. Mainly, I think the tractor just distracted me there. So here's our 50 k's now. Alright. But anyway, it's my muck up. I should have got down maybe 1 or 2 gears and judged the corner a bit better, but I didn't. But when you make a mistake and you know it, lift the bike up, do a nice little brake down maybe another gear, and then into the corner. And the gear will help you because it gives you engine braking. So I'm going to use a bit of engine braking here, so just go down 2 gears, and I'll keep a watch out for anyone, including the car behind me. I'm going to go left here, and we'll go up and give it on the freeway in a sec. So we've got a right hand turn coming up here. Should be able to head up and get on the freeway. So, probably down a couple of gears, like I said, you know, like 2, and I'll blip the throttle when you go down. Try and hit that apex. I think we're still 60 here, so I've got to be careful. So this car behind me is definitely wanting the speed. We'll see. Oh good, we've got an 80k coming up. I'll get into that 80 and we'll go up and get on the freeway. So we've got to do like a right hand turn here, I think. Oh, now that back wheel slipped a little bit when I went down the gears. Oh, that's okay, I'll see now. We'll go out this exit here, and then up further we'll turn right. Alright, so with these on-ramps, get your speed up nice and quickly. It's a lot easier to merge when you're at higher speed. So I'm at about 100 k's now. I can't see the traffic behind me yet. Look in the mirror a bit. There's nothing there. So gently indicate, go across. They give you plenty of room to get across, plenty of time, and most people are going to let you in. You know, it's very rare you get a dickhead. And but if you did get a dickhead, there's nothing wrong with that emergency lane. Just stay in that till they do give you room. Maybe tab on the brakes a bit so you can get in behind them. Depends on, you know, how much power you got. But anyway, on our way back to Bendigo, so it'll be pretty easy going from here on. I'm allowed to do about 110 along here, so keep an eye out for those, for the speed signs to go back to 100, so I don't get caught out on that. Don't want to get booked. Too much money and no point to it. So I will be heading. I've got a cruise control on this, but there's no way I'm going to use a cruise control. I've tried it before, and I just don't like it. I don't like anything being outside my control. So, you know, I don't like where I can turn off my mind and the bike's gonna do its own thing. You're like, no, just I want to be on the ball all the time, knowing what I'm doing. I don't want the bike doing it. It's not a Tesla, it's a BMW. So I'm only doing 100. I could do 110. I'm going into a bit of a headwind here, so I'm trying to keep the noise down for the video. Let's try 110 for a little while. Alright, let's go. So, believe it or not, that's 110. Not much of a difference. Nah, no point. Sit back on 100. If people want to overtake me, that's fine. So, coming down an 80k zone, I'm going to get me speed down a bit earlier. So we're at 80k's now. I'd noticed a few seconds ago there was a car that was paralleling my course. It's on the left over here, so it may come in through that road over there. Have a look out to the right nice and early because there's an intersection here, and have a look to the left there. So I'd sorted that one out before I even got there. Quick look in the mirror, nothing but close behind me. So back to 110, or back to 100. And there we are, back to 100 again. We've got 24 k's to go. I'm not sure how much battery I've got left, but I think we're going to get into Kangaroo Flat before it runs out. Every now and again I hit these bumps. They're big bumps in this road, and it hurts me back a fair bit, but in some ways travelling at a higher speed would help that, but no, I won't. Now, I don't know whether you can pick it up on the camera or not, but there's two of these round things on the power lines up ahead, and that's for an aeroplane, so that he can see those wires. If he wants to and he's in trouble, he can land on this road. Funny enough, but they didn't put him on these power lines here. Ridiculous. Alright. Crazy. Well, that's what I thought they were for anyway. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But you think they would have put them on the other lines as well. Now this car's going a bit slow, so I'm not going to do 80 k's here. Oh, I got a caravan up there. Maybe they're travelling together. So, something else I just thought about that too is no matter what you do, what skill you're trying to acquire, I've found over the years that if you do it every day, it's almost the same as doing it every second day. In fact, every second day, for me, has worked out better than every day. So practicing riding the motorbike, if you go out every second day, you tend to be a little bit better. I don't know why, but I used to do that with video games when I was younger, and I used to play every day, and when they had these places you could go to and play pinball machines and that sort of thing, and I used to want to get really good at it. So one time I just used to practice every day, and I found I was getting flat. I wasn't improving any. But then when I went every second day, I had more enthusiasm for it. So that enthusiasm, you kind of need it so you can learn. And you definitely get enthusiasm if you do it every second day. So that's my recommendation. And I think it works with running too. That my running pattern used to be every second day, and I improved quite a lot. I'm not one of I mean, there are some runners that can do it every day, and they're outstanding. I couldn't do it every second day, so every day was good for me. Sorry, every second day was good for me. We're not that far off Bendigo now, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's not that far away. Now, when you see the truck ahead's going slower, have a nice glance in your mirror nice and early. So there's nothing coming. Change lanes now. Don't wait until you get up on it and then change. Alright? So that takes away any of the doubt. So now, if I had missed something, at least I'd done it away from a position where I would have been in trouble. Hang on a sec, not making sense. I suppose what I'm trying to say is, if you do it early, you won't be as sudden changing lanes, and you won't be coming up on a decision that you have to make straight away. So if I was back there and suddenly I couldn't change lanes, I didn't have to anyway. So the way I overtook it there was the way you should do it. And make sure when you go past the truck you're not sitting really close to it. So because it's lots of aerodynamic things that go on around a truck. It knocks your bike around. It'll definitely knock a 250 around. But if you're out where you should be, you'll pass it no problems. So I've got two trucks coming up here. So I'll overtake them the same way. They're trying to ascertain now whether the rear truck is looking to overtake the one in front of it. I'm going to say no, he's not. So I'm going to say he's just happy sitting there. So, but if he does come out, I'll be right over far on the right hand side, and I'll be looking at I won't be able, there's no way I'll hit him over there. But like I said, I'll be right over on the right hand side, nice and early. So I'll get close to that now. Look in the mirror, have a bit of a head check, another one. Now, I only got one thing to think about now, whether they want to come over my side or not. I'm doing my 100 Ks. They should slow down a little bit. Looking for blinker, not on yet. Same there. Right. Now I didn't do a head check there, so I didn't have to, because there was nothing that could have been there, and whatever could have been there was going to pop up in my left-hand mirror, because I had my mirror in the blind spot as I go past. So I'll slow down a little bit here, just to make sure I'm on the speed limit, and because Big Hill has kangaroos around here, so I've seen a few dead kangaroos around here, and I've never hit one, and I don't want to. So we'll keep it down, and checking on the left hand side of the road in particular, because they're more likely to come from the left. There's more bush there. The occasional look back at the right. As we get closer into town, possibility of a kangaroo becomes less, so concentration can go back on the road more. So here it's a bit easy to see, so all I've got to do now is remember there's signs coming up, get the speed back. Alright, so that is a good ride, and I'm not to the end of me, I'm back to 80 k's now, but I'm not to the end of me, hang on, there we go, blinker coming on, we go to the other lane. So with a caravan, don't just make them wait, because if they pull out on you, you're going to get clobbered. So the same with any car that's pulled up on the side of the road there. If you've got the option to go to the other lane, go to the other lane. It takes away that possibility of them pulling out on you, unless they pull out into your lane, which could happen if there's an area up ahead where they can do a U-turn, because they might be looking for the U-turn. So be courteous and also look out for yourself. Cars turning right up ahead, so what we do is make sure we get to the intersection before they do, and still at 80, and I didn't have to really change speed to do that, but I was conscious of whether they were going to speed up or not. If they sped up, I'd be conscious that they maybe want to turn pretty quick. Kept an eye on them. I was watching body language, scratching their shoulder, so they were now probably weren't going to turn. I'm at 80, but the car on my right is going a little bit more than 80. Keep a head check. Car up ahead's braking. They're going to brake for it. So everything I'm taking into account. I'm back to 60, but only because I wanted that car to get away from me. Now I've got those two trucks behind me. One's in the right hand, one's in the left. One in the right hand lane's closer to me. We've got a bus that's ahead. He probably will slow down when he's going through town. So I'm going to say the right hand lane's the one to pick. So I'm going to switch now while I've got a chance, before the truck behind me stops me from doing that. So I'm going to say this is the faster lane through Kangaroo Flat, even though I've got a truck in the right lane too. That's alright. Oh. Okay. So I got back brake on there, helping me ride slower, and I'm slipping the clutch. So that's what the steering was wobbling left and right there. I was just doing really low speed stuff. So I don't close distance on him too much. We're doing about 60 k's here at the moment. It's going to go to 50 soon. So now, like I said, the right hand lane will probably be quicker through here. The left hand lane will probably get stuck. So about here, from about here on I should be quicker, and later on my plan is to get back to the left lane. So it's a green ahead. Watching any of these cars that they don't want to turn, Brakes come on the truck, so he's telling me don't get too close. I'm expecting brakes on the left-hand traffic to come on. If they don't, that's fine. But that's what I was expecting. And, alright, trucks decide you can go back to the left. I will too. And I'll sit behind the P-plater. The bus is going to the right, so I wonder if there's something up ahead. So I can see I'm going to get overtaken by a truck pretty soon. No, he's going in my lane. Alright, that's fine. So I've still got, my camera's still working. Pretty soon I'll cut the film, cut the video, and so it's been a fair while already anyway. Wonder whether I should go through town first. Okay, now got a ute back a bit in the other lane. Alright, he's going to stay there, that's fine. Alright, I think I'll go left. I won't bother about going into town. So, right, it's always the same thing. When you know an area, you know the intersections to watch. So I know that this intersection here is to watch, but there's nothing here today. So that one's fine. Vehicle on the left there is pulled up. Got to watch him. Stay a bit to the right. So these when you see the brake lights on, they're sitting there waiting to pull out, or they're delivering something or whatever. They're in a state of flux. Okay, get me brakes on nice and early. Watching the truck behind me. Truck driver's a good driver, so you normally don't have to worry about them. But that doesn't mean you won't get squished by them. Back brake on. Against me clutch and a bit of accelerator, and now clutch is off, back brake's off. Changing early so you don't accelerate on him. Another gear change. So I'm in, what am I in, third I think. I'm going to have to clean this bike. Fifth I'm in. Watching this vehicle on the left here. Truck's back a fair way. Doing 60 k's. So all my checks are complete for safety now. So you never, I'm telling you basically every check I'm doing. And somebody out there is going to be saying, I know, but I have to, you know, because it's stuff you're doing. when you've done your checks and you've got the situation you want, you just hold that situation. So when you're in traffic like this, there's nothing to be gained by trying to overtake vehicles or anything like that. You won't get into a better position, you'll get into probably a worse one. So keep that in that little safety zone, and when it all opens up you can go a little bit faster or whatever. Just wonder where these trucks are probably going to Eagle Hawk, I think. Back brake on, down a gear, down another gear, down into first gear, back, and front brake went on at the last. So I did most of my braking on the back brake. Just the last little bit. Now I'm holding the front brake on and sort of like using it like a park brake. And because if I let go of it here, even with the clutch pulled in like I've got, I'd sort of roll forward a little bit. Now there's a habit that some people do, which is they go to neutral, and I tend not to do that. I know I'm going to wear my clutch out faster, but I don't care. But you know, if I think I'm going to be there for a really long time, like if I was going to put it in neutral, I should have done it straight away, not now, because it's about to go to green. And when it does, I want to be ready to go. I don't want to be fishing for a gear. But you know, alright, I'm exaggerating because I could do it quite easily. And I've got to say, it's just a habit I got into. I haven't got any reason to change, because it's worked all these years. And I can't even remember wearing out a clutch because of it.